Sunday.
Listen,
Sunday.
you don't want to because it can be trouble. I'll be off the air completely.
Yeah, he won't be able to talk.
Oh
Won't
man,
be able to talk.
Oh, and we need you tonight, man.
We're live. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're sitting here playing around.
Hey, Mike's leading the podcast tonight. Mike, where we're going tonight? You got all the buttons going on?
You got all the buttons. I don't even know if
I point and Moose pushes them.
So you're a boss. I'm sorry. Magic Mike's the boss. He's the boss.
He's a key grip for this.
That's it. Yep, that's exactly right.
Wait, I'm holding the mic.
Yeah, he's the boom operator. There you go. Go ahead. That's Mike. That's Mike 1.
Hey, it's Mike Week.
Mike Week. It is Magic Mike Week.
I got time for that here. Hold on. Let me see what it's called.
Mike Week is back.
There you go.
Hold on. You gotta use the voice.
What?
You gotta use the voice.
You gotta use the voice. You gotta do the voice.
Oh, I don't know.
It's Mike Week.
See, you don't have the echo like I do. That's what it is.
Apparently not.
hey, here we go.
Wait a minute. I'm not ready for all this. Hold on.
Hey, too many buttons over there, buddy.
Too many buttons.
Me. Okay, here we go.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out which all of these.
There we go.
Hold on. Let me see. No, these other ones went out on me. I don't know what happened. So I gotta figure that out. Yeah.
It's called you didn't pay them enough.
Pay the bills, man.
You want more money.
They're on strike. That's the people
More
outside.
money, please.
Hey, here we go. It's Mike Week.
Mike Week.
There you go.
Oh, that's it.
You've asked for it. We've responded.
You gotta stop. Oh man.
What's going on, Rob?
The glare, by the way.
Hey, you know it's gonna be a good episode when you got Rob waiting for us in the room already. That's what it is.
What's up?
Right. What's going on, man? We got some good stuff to talk about tonight. I hope we get to it all. That's the problem.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, whatever we don't get to tonight, we'll carry over.
We'll have a special episode tomorrow.
There
you go. There you go. Listen, it's on cue. I pay the bills.
I don't know. Mine evidently aren't.
Don't press that button, though. Don't press that button. I know you have a magic mic button on there. You know the magic mic button? Go ahead, Mike. Say something. Press that magic mic button.
Okay, I got you.
Go ahead, magic mic. Go ahead. Say something.
Go ahead, magic mic. It's your turn.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
Hey, listen. I'm not the one getting phone calls.
Phone calls.
Wait. Here's the difference. Sunday.
There
you go. See?
Okay, my name's Game God.
My name's Game God.
There we go.
We can play that game, right?
Oh, yeah,
Right?
we can. You know what?
I am Moose, and I make the decisions here.
That's
man.
Man, I love that one.
Shut it down.
Trump them all.
Shut it down.
Oh man, where do we? It feels like we've been off for 2 weeks.
Moose, you went with generic. Is it like generic week? Is that goes along with? What's going on there? What's going on there? It looks like I don't know if you're a music note. Are you on a staff?
It's a moving background.
Oh, it's a moving background. Yeah. It's water flowing.
Be water, my friend. That's a Bruce Lee saying, if you didn't know.
No. Is it sci-fi?
It is.
Okay.
Science and a little fiction.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I was gonna have, we're gonna be talking about some trailers tonight, and I was gonna have these trailers rolling in the background, but it's not happening.
Hey, Rob says, Moose, that cap is killing me.
Let's go, Mets. Let me tell you something about this, Rob. I'm not a baseball guy at all whatsoever.
You can tell.
But I have a Boston Red Sox hat. That was one choice because I've been to Boston and I like the hat and I bought it. And this one, what is this? The Washington somebody? I just like the W. I just like the W.
It's like the Washington football team. It's the Washington baseball team.
I don't know what I have no idea.
I think it's the Nationals. Washington Nationals.
Is it the National? Yep. Rob, I'm sorry. I don't even know. I have no idea.
And Rob's getting ready. Subway Series this week.
I know that the Yankees The Boston Red Sox got crushed like 3-4 games in a row, I think.
Oh my goodness, they were playing. They
But
were
that's
playing
all
with
I know.
football.
I don't know anything else about the Boston Red Sox.
So the Yankees have the best.
They have some cool hats.
Yeah, Yankees have the
They
best
do.
record in the league. Best record in the league, and the Mets have the second best record in the National League.
And Game God's looking at that right now because he doesn't follow baseball.
No, I follow New York, so I do that. Listen, I can't follow the Knicks, so I got to follow something.
Let's see.
Moose, you got everything there. We got a lot to talk about, Moose.
I'm ready. Look, I'm just switching my background so it's backwards.
That's right. That's exactly
backwards.
right. Look at Rob. He does. He loves the show when he pauses the Mets and Yankees game. That's right. Appreciate you, Rob. That's what.
Thanks, man.
That's good. I love that.
I heard that Rob wins a lot of things a lot of times. I heard he has a good luck charm.
He's a good luck guy. I heard he's
he's donating something to the podcast.
When you go into San Diego Comic-Con, you have to. It's like a lottery. So you sign up, and then if they say, okay, well, go in. Here's the link to your room, and while you're in the room, between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. or I'm sorry, like 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. You can try to get tickets, but here's your room. And what they do is then you try. You go in there as soon as the room opens. You go in there. You try to get tickets. You try to hit. All you do is hit a button.
Right. I've seen that on Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
Big Bang Theory. It's absolutely true. That is exactly the way it's done. And you may or may not get tickets to enter San Diego Comic-Con. And by the way, when you get in to that piece, you better know what you want because you only have a certain time frame to buy the tickets in. So you either have, so you got to know whether you're going on a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, and the 4-day passes may be gone at that point. You don't know until you get in. It's really crazy. Yeah.
Hey, I just want you to know, Rob said he was donating that Neymar Funko Pop figure to the podcast.
Oh, great. Thanks, Rob.
Excellent.
That's awesome, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, he said as a long-time listener, he should be giving back to us because we put
you
so
know
much
what?
work.
We rarely have give backs, so that's a good idea. I think Rob had to do this similar type of thing even to get a chance to win something from San Diego Comic-Con. Or maybe he didn't. You know what? He's probably so lucky he didn't have to do that.
No, he's Rob. That's what it is.
But yeah, thanks for giving back to the podcast, Rob.
Look at I traded for my T-shirt. Wow.
T-shirts.
Sunday.
All right, let's get this show started. I don't even know how to do this anymore. Things have changed up. We've had to make some changes to the podcast, and so it's still a little.
So the one question I'll have, Moose, before you start there, is it the changes because of budget cuts or because we've increased and gotten better? Is it so? I just want to know because if it's budget cuts, I understand.
It's not budget cuts. No, it's not budget cuts. Nice. Thanks.
I think it went over budget actually.
It's over budget.
No, we definitely are over budget. We used it in Florida.
Spending is what we did. Yeah. But don't worry, we're going to roll out a program that's going to it's going to be a payback for over a 30-year period.
Oh, I see.
Okay. And 3% interest APR.
No, it's going to be very low, and someday we might just write it off. So don't worry. But I mean, due to bankruptcy, I'm saying, that's.
I got you.
Okay. Chapter 7 or chapter 11? Which one?
It depends. We'll cross that bridge.
We'll have that discussion later.
I can't believe you named the episode Sammy Sosa. By the way, I can't believe
this is the episode called Sammy Sosa. I can't believe that. What is this? All right, here we go. See this? That's why Rob tuned in. He's like, "Oh, they're talking baseball. We're talking about Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa's on tonight. A bike week or Mike week.
Mike week.
All right, here we go. Hold on. Let's get this thing started. Yeah. Oh boy. San Diego Comic-Con came and went, and boy, did it leave lots of pebbles and stones to unturn, to dig up and talk about. There's all kinds of announcements. There's new trailers. There's new shows. There's new actors. There's all kinds of good stuff. Oh, by the way, did you know Sammy Sosa and it's Mike Week? I didn't know if you knew that.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 354. And we have the group of elite players tonight. Sammy Sosa in the house, sitting in for Game God. And of course, it is always Mike Week. So thanks for joining us, Magic Mike.
I'm glad to be here. I'm gonna miss Game God though. I will say that.
No, but Sammy Sosa has an echo when he speaks, so that's pretty good.
Oh, well, you never know. You never know.
Oh yeah, Rob says, and super fan. Rob.
Oh yeah, super fan, Rob.
Hey, give him. There you go.
There we go.
Oh, that's fun. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you're listening on your podcast app, wherever you're listening, thanks for hanging out with us. Also, thanks for sharing it with your friends, because that's how we grow the podcast. I don't even know this, but there is no budget for advertisement. I don't know. A lot of people think that, you got an advertising budget, and it's just not possible. It doesn't happen, because if we did that, we'd be broke trying to advertise the entire time.
What do you
So,
mean? We are.
Kenny, come on in. Good to see you, Kenny. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, you know that we do this every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bet you right now, if you check Twitter, you'll see a post by Podcast for Sci-Fi that says
I just
we're
saw
live.
it pop up just now.
Yep, I did too. I'm like, something's wrong here. Something just worked.
But here we are. We're here. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff tonight. Hope you can chime in when you can, or whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. But it's hard to know where to start. I mean, there's just so much to talk about, and I don't know where to start. So for that, I go right to Sammy Sosa, the big baller himself. Tell me where to start, Game Guy.
Bueno, déjame decirte, estamos en San Diego y
Hey, keep going.
Oh, that was lightning struck there. I don't know what to do.
So I think we need to start with something that's close to our hearts and all three of us, with Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I love that.
Let's start with Dungeons and Dragons. So Dungeons and Dragons, a trailer. Honor Among Thieves. Now, where did this come from? I didn't even know something was in the works for this. This just kind of snuck in through the side door that someone propped open with a piece of tissue, and they said we're gonna steal the show. Man, this trailer popped out, and guess who's leading the cast?
Oh yes,
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine
is the bard. He plays a lute. So
yes,
he's the planner. He's the planner.
That's right. That's right. But he's the guy who doesn't have a good plan.
Right.
So some really cool people. And you got Chris Pine, you got Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and
like
Furious.
She buffed up a little bit.
Oh man, I thought it was a UFC fighter.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, Michelle Rodriguez.
No, you know who I thought she looked like? Gina from.
That's what I thought when I saw the character, do a hip slam with one of the guys. I'm like, whoa, what's it? Was that Gina? Correct.
Yeah. So okay. So initial views on the trailer when it first came out. First like 30 seconds, I'm like, this looks kind of lame, right? Because it really didn't show anything. I'm like, they slapped the license title on this movie, and it's gonna suck. And then like second 31, okay, now we're talking. We got magic, we got orcs, we got dragons, we got all kind of stuff, and I'm like, this is what we're talking about. Yeah. So I really, really enjoyed this trailer. Even if it's a fun trailer, the special effects look great. Chris Pine is going to deliver. And Hugh Grant is in it, by the way, too. Yeah. So what did you guys think?
Hugh Grant's getting old.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him. I only knew he was in it from the cast credits. I'm like, oh, that was Hugh Grant.
I thought the same thing as you did, Game God, which is at the beginning I was like, I'm not so sure. And I'm really not even, I know you were saying Chris Pine's going to deliver. I'm not sold on him right now. I just don't know if I like him for this. But the second half of it, when you start getting into the trailer, like you said, when he starts bringing out, the magician, you need, the honest person, you need these different people. That's when you're like, yes, this is Dungeons and Dragons. This is what we want to see. So they got really good there, and I'm excited to see it. I'm just not sold with Chris Pine.
Really?
Listen, first of all, every character they had in there, creature, from dragon to the gelatinous cube to like they're all of these things
The
were
treasure chest.
the treasure chest, just classic Dungeons and Dragons, classic D&D. And I was all about it. This thing looks terrific. It looks so much better than the previous Dungeons and Dragons movie that they had, that I thought,
Correct.
what were they putting on here? What show was this? Because this isn't a D&D movie. I don't know what movie it was. But this one looks good. This one looks good. It's got all the creatures that you want to see. The characters, the type of characters that you want to see, I think is a good palette of that. I'm excited to see this.
Is it a one-shot deal or is it a franchise? Is it a one-shot deal or franchise? What do you think?
I think it's a one-shot deal.
I think that depends on what Magic Mike said. We were talking about Chris Pine being sold on Chris Pine. Chris Pine has a way of only delivering a certain way to me. Is the way I feel on Chris Pine. Like it's not that he's bad like in Wonder Woman. I think he did fine. I think he did great as Captain Kirk. So I think that's fine. So I don't question his acting, but the way that he does things sometimes, the way that he talks or presents, is kind of one note to me. So I like him, but I'm not sold necessarily until I see the rest of it in here. And that's that. But I think that it could, depending on how people accept Chris Pine in this particular role. And the same goes for me, depending on how I accept that. And then they'll ask my opinion of whether I think it should be a franchise. And then I'll give them the green light, or I'll tell them, no, dump this. This is a one show. Now, I will tell you that, we're going back for a moment, this Love and Thunder. I said that I really wasn't interested in seeing it. We talked about the opening numbers and we just some things. And I happened to see about the first 40 minutes of Love and Thunder.
Really? You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something. This thing was ridiculous, silly, funny Saturday Night Live skits. That's all I saw in 40 minutes. Now, I don't know what comes after that. I can't tell you. But what I do know is for the first 40 minutes, it was nothing but skits. And so it reminded me of something in the D&D trailer, and that's why I bring it up. Because at the end of the trailer, you see Chris Pine with his little ukulele.
The loop.
Yeah.
And so I hope it's less of that and more of more action. And I don't mind one-liners here and there. But literally, Thor was just a bunch of one-liners. It was like somebody got a hold of a TikTok account and went to town. It just was not good. This is my opinion. The first 40 minutes just really was horrible. And remember, the movie's only like a minute or like an hour.
Right. So that's half the movie.
You watch half the movie.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is junk. But anyway.
And I think you bring a good point, Moose, because even with The Witcher, when we got the Bard in The Witcher, I think it played okay. It played right. It wasn't too much, and that's what as D&D, there's the loot, that, but you don't want that necessarily to lead the way. You want it to be just a backdrop. And Chris Pine, but he's not a backdrop. That's the thing, right? He's a lead role. And that's what we got to be careful of.
Yeah,
we're assuming he's a lead, bro. We're assuming
this isn't the Bard's Tale.
What you know about that? Look at that.
That was a great franchise. That was a great franchise. And by the way, that went on for a while. So you had Bard's Tale 2, Bard's Tale 3, and that was a great game. But unless they do something, I don't think they could pattern a movie after.
Well, listen, they got the main characters, like you said. They got the Bard, the Barbarian, the Paladin, the Sorcerer, the Druid, and the Rogue. I think that if the other 5 come strong, we can deal with the Bard.
They could do it. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's exactly the way you build your group to go in a D&D a dungeon. Anyway. The last
there's a sacrifice. There's a guy that's gonna die all the time.
Everyone's lined up. You're picking your starting 5. You're like, okay, I got you. Come on, okay, I got you. Come on. The last guy standing, that's the Bard.
And that's always Game God. So
hey, Mike Week is in effect, man. Mike Week's in effect.
Mike Week.
Hey, so real quick before we transition on, who's the character you gonna pick? The Bard, the Barbarian, the Paladin, the Sorcerer, Druid, or Rogue? Who's your main guy? Who's the first one?
I don't know yet.
No, I'm saying if you're playing if you had to be one of those roles as a game in the game, what would you pick?
No, I don't know because if I had to pick just straight out, not this movie, just
Yeah,
pick
no,
out
just
straight
out, just straight out.
Paladin,
Yeah,
Paladin.
Paladin. Hey, Mike, what you got? Magic Mike, what do you got?
I'm going to go with the Rogue.
Okay. You know, hey, you
You're
know
the
me, Moose?
sorcerer.
Do you know
Yeah.
me?
You're the
Yeah, there you
sorcerer.
go.
Yeah, of
There
course.
you go.
Magic user. Yeah, of course.
So there we go. We got our group.
Oh,
We
and
got
by
our
the
We're
way,
good to go.
By the way, there are some great figures out there from D&D that I didn't even know existed of dragons and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I walked into a store the past week and a half, and I saw these things, and I'm like, what? I need to get every single one of these, and I have no space for it. As you could tell in this particular room, I have no space. That means I have to move books around. It's
Hey,
ridiculous.
listen,
Anyway,
they were great figures with great prices.
great prices.
Great prices.
I mean,
There
they
we
were
go.
great prices. But you know what? We got to move on. Okay, where to, Game God? What's next?
Oh, let's keep the fantasy realm going. Let's go into the Lord of the Rings. Let's go let's
right.
go right into Rings of Power.
Rings of Power.
So here's another trailer.
You were
that-
expecting the other voice. I
Yeah,
saw.
oh yeah, we were.
Power.
I can tell you, here's another trailer for me that when I turned it on was the opposite. As soon as this trailer start, I'm like, this is an epic show. Everything about this trailer for me said, how much are they spending to make this show?
Yes.
Because it felt like I'm watching the next Lord of the Rings movie. I mean, from the casting to the characters to the makeup to the special effect, I can't wait for this. And I sneak peek to see when the first episode comes out. First episode comes out in September, and they only look like they're doing one episode at a time.
Oh, that really stinks. Because and I'm not happy we went to this trailer so soon, because to me, out of all the trailers we're going to talk about tonight, this is the best. This was the trailer for me because, like you said, all the reasons you say, Game God, they look like they spent some dollars on this. I mean, even the dragons are, you're like, that's real. That's got to be a real dragon. I just got to reach out and touch it.
Of course, it's a real dragon.
Of course, it's a real dragon. I mean, this looks incredible. This is so good. I can't wait for it to come out.
Moose, this is your franchise, Moose.
Okay.
Come
Oh,
on, what do
it's
you
my
got?
turn.
This
Okay.
is your franchise.
Okay, look, there's a scary part to me. And I'm going to tell you my scary part first. The scary part is that this isn't written by J.R.R. Tolkien.
No,
it's
it's
not.
from the works.
Right. So which means that, because he didn't write the pre-books, he didn't do the background of the background of the backgrounds. He wrote an appendage of books and said, this is the collection. He didn't do it before that. So this is somebody else's creation. I'm not saying they can't do it right. That's not what I'm saying. That scares me a little bit. And that's my scary part, because everything else looks so good with this. I mean, like you just said, from the all the characters look good. The music is a kind of brings it over from the movies, no problem. The music, bam, nailed it. Character look, nailed it. Now we're thinking, design, nailed it.
Yes.
Everything looks so good that I'm scared about the story. And so I'm scared because that can make or break the rest of the franchise.
You're right.
Yeah,
absolutely, because the story is important here. This is what the Lord of the Rings is about.
Right.
Well, looking at the series writing credits, J.R.R. Tolkien, there's only 3 episodes based on the novel.
Yeah.
And then the other 5.
Don't worry, that'll be the end of the novel. That'll be the end of the seasons.
Listen, hey, finish strong. Come back for season 2.
Then where do you go? Because we know the rest of the outcome. But it looks incredible. It looks like where the movies left off. Matter of fact, I would even argue that based on our technology today, that it looks better than the movies. And
I think you're right.
The movies look so good.
Yeah,
the movies held well. The movie special effects in the movie.
Yeah.
But now what didn't held well for me, and I seen in this trailer, was House of the Dragon. So
Really?
when I saw the House of the Dragon trailer, I felt, which is the Game of Thrones prequel.
Yep.
For those who don't know, when I saw that, I actually felt like I shouldn't have seen it. Because
Really?
I didn't feel the Game of Thrones feel that I felt watching the shorter trailer.
I was going to say, because the initial trailer you loved.
Yeah, the shorter trailer was like, oh, this is it. Now that I watch this, I'm like, I feel like they're trying now to be exactly like Game of Thrones too early, right? Because Game of Thrones got to where it got over time, right?
Right.
It's story development. The first season wasn't what it was, third season, fourth season. And I feel like they're trying to come out the gate like that, and I'm worried about that. I feel like they're going to give us too much in the beginning.
Yeah, but that's hard to follow though. And I wasn't a Game of Thrones person, but this to me, I feel the opposite. This looks great. And I'm not a huge Matt Smith fan, especially from Doctor Who. I just didn't enjoy him. But in here, this is a perfect role for him, I think. And I feel like that, because Game of Thrones was a great show, according to what you guys say and other people. So you can't start off slow. You got to come at it just like you were leaving Game of Thrones. I think that's why they're doing it, just my opinion. But to me, this looks great. I might even actually watch it.
Look, here's the thing with this. First of all, Game of Thrones was a terrific show, Magic Mike. It was good, right? Before 7 seasons of it. Did it have 8? Is that right?
I don't remember.
was it
7. The
7?
last season. The last season
you could just disregard. Don't even watch it if you ever watch it. Only watch the first, the everything but the last season. And quite frankly, this looks like it's in that. Of course, it's in the same world, but it looks like it fits nicely. I love Matt Smith in this role. Yeah, I love Matt Smith in this role. I think that the whole Targaryen piece, it looks like he fits right in. I thought they showed too much in the trailer. I thought that it looked like I got a hint. They showed some type of fighting, and looks like somebody had an eye patch on.
Yes, you picked that up too, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm like, why did you show him with an eye patch? Because he didn't have an eye patch in the beginning of the trailer. So I'm like, come on, this is I don't like
that's bad editing. Bad editing.
Yeah, I agree. But it does look good. I thought I was still happy with it from the beginning. I just thought they showed too much. That's just
listen. When you see Ring of Power and then you see House of the Dragon,
well,
like,
I agree.
You see a difference.
Yeah, there is a definite difference there. But maybe they can pull it off. Maybe they're still editing that bad boy.
I hope so, but I'm gonna watch it. But I hope it doesn't. I hope they don't give too much too fast.
You're cautious. You're cautious.
No,
Okay.
Very.
All right. Well, all right. But that's about that. That world is about it. You go to Marvel? Do we go to Marvel or do we go to DC? Where do we go?
Well, hey, let's leave it to Mike. Let Magic Mike tell us what you want.
Magic Mike.
I want to go to a trailer that I'm really not sure about. We've talked about this before, so I want to go to Wakanda forever.
All right,
Marvel. Okay, we're going Marvel. All right.
Yeah, Marvel.
Hey, that's what that's called, Magic Mike. Marvel.
Yes, of course. I will mention it, so I'm going to Wakanda forever. So as I watch this trailer, I'm still not sold on the movie. I'm still not sure about the movie, but man, you got to pull at the heartstrings on the trailer because we know what this is about. You feel that loss of Black Panther. You're like, oh wow, and his mom's like, I've lost my family, and so I felt like it was just tugging at my heartstrings. I'm not sold on the movie itself yet because I wasn't that impressed with the trailer. Other than that piece, it makes me want to just get involved in it, and they drew me in because of that.
So I'm with you, Magic Mike. The trailer, you knew they were going to put an emphasis on Chadwick not being there. You knew that, right? I almost felt like the trailer was a cheap ploy to get you to say, you know what, I'm in.
I'm going to see it because he was such a great guy, a great actor. I'm going to go see this movie to support it.
There's one thing to have a tribute to him. There's another thing to ride those coattails, and I kind of felt like that in the beginning. Here's the other piece that I was disappointed in, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna call it.
Now you're gonna steal my thunder. Right now, I feel it coming. Go ahead.
Right. I don't like the blue people in it. I felt like Avatar was in the movie. I threw you a curveball. I'll let you take the thunder there. The blue people, right? So I get the fact that we're gonna have a very emotional film. I get that, right?
Yeah.
I just hope that the whole film is not emotional, right? Because we got to move the story forward, and we know that there's a character in it that they show that moves. I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about.
Oh, so okay. So all right. I like that. I like where you're going. I did have an Avatar flashback, particularly when I just got off the Avatar ride last week.
I know you did.
Yeah. So for what it's worth, I'm not sold on the story of how Namor is in existence with the Wakanda clan. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think that I'm sold on Namor. Now, having said that, I'm just going to tell you what I think. I'm not sold on the actor who plays Namor. Period. I'm just not sold. I thought it looked a lot like Aquaman
Yes.
from DC. I'm like, what who is this? And I knew who was going to be playing him. We had talked about him previously on the podcast, but it just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. He looks like Aquaman. Like, Namor was always this particular look. Like, kind of looked
Very
a little
squared,
odd.
very
a little
chiseled.
odd if you had to pick a person to
Almost
play
like a Spock look.
yeah, almost
Right,
like a
right,
like,
yes.
exactly. And then this one, it just threw me for a loop, and I'm not sure I'm sleeping well with that. And here's the deal. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past at least twice, but I thought I was wrong. I thought I was wrong already. So then again, I'm right. I was right. When I first saw Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I'm like, no, this is not my Wolverine. This is not Wolverine. He doesn't look like Wolverine. And then I saw the guy in the first movie coming in that cage doing the fight scene in the quasi bar wrestling ring kind of thing. And I was like, oh man, this guy's good. So he nailed it. He nailed Wolverine. And so I could be wrong. I could be wrong about Namor, but I don't think I am.
Well, you were wrong about Guardians too. So
I was definitely wrong about Guardians.
Hey, I was wrong about Robert Pattinson playing Batman. So I mean, listen,
exactly.
So, but here's my thing. I think I'm going to expand a little bit more on your Namor piece there. Namor is.
I didn't say enough for him, Magic Mike.
Yeah,
so please go ahead. King.
Yeah, he's lean and muscular. This guy looked like he had too many TV dinners when he came out the water. I mean, listen, I'm not shaming here. I'm just comparing him to a comic book character. And in the comic book, Namor is very lean.
Yeah.
He's very, he's got the wings on his ankles. I don't know if we've seen those.
Yes.
I don't remember seeing it in the trailer. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't
he's
remember
more methodical.
That. Yeah. So again, they just showed him glimpses. But I don't think they edited for the right glimpses. I wouldn't have chose these. I would have been like, let's take that shot again.
Yeah, but didn't he have like facial hair in this trailer?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I just don't remember. There could have been a time when Namor has facial hair. I'm not saying there's not in the comic books because anything's possible. He could have. The guy could have had 5 legs in the comic book. At some point in time. But what I'm saying is that that's not the classic Namor that you're seeing. Wolverine. There you go, Rob. That's what I was getting at. 5'4" Wolverine. Yeah, no, I wasn't buying Hugh Jackman at 5'4", but he sold the role. He sold the role in another way, so it made me change my mind.
Yeah.
I'm always a big fan of the small Wolverine. That's because that's what he was.
That's Wolverine.
Comic.
Yes,
Wolverine.
Yep.
The guy was short, stout, and fight everybody. Anyway, but
Namor was clean cut. This guy has like a mustache and goatee kind of thing.
He looks like Aquaman. What's the guy who plays Aquaman? I forgot his name.
Jason
Momoa. Yeah, there you go. Jason, it looks like Jason Momoa. Now he doesn't look like Jason Momoa. Let's be honest. He looks like he was the Wish version of Jason Momoa.
There you go. Listen, it's true. Hey, listen.
Wow.
Hey, Moose, I gave you a softball. You can keep that one right there.
Man.
Listen, I was gonna say it, but I was like, I jumped off the ledge and said that he doesn't look good. I think that was enough. Moose, thank you for taking that.
All right.
Listen, I'm looking at a still shot of him when he's walking out the water.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a V shape, man. It's a box. All right.
Yes.
Listen, I'm just a character. We're talking about comic book character, likeness of a comic. If you would say the same thing if Hulk came out and he looked like the Abomination, you were like, hey, what's going on here? He doesn't look like the Hulk. So, but I don't know. We could be wrong. The movie's gonna do well. The movie's gonna break records.
I don't know if it'll break any records. It'll do good. And I think people, obviously, with the new trailers that'll be coming in the future, they may show a little bit more of the exciting parts of the movie. But
hopefully,
I just wish they would have just gone a different direction with Namor. You could have introduced Namor in 12 other ways, and had a Namor that you go, oh, that's Prince Namor. But ultimately, I'm not convinced the movie is going to be that well written. I think to Magic Mike's point as well, or to both your points, really, is just let's see how long they ride the coattails, and see what they do with that.
Well, we know that Black Panther is ending Phase 4 as the movies, right? In the movies, but what also is ending Phase 4 is a new show called She-Hulk. So She-Hulk is also part of the end of Phase 4, and they released a new trailer. And I gotta tell you guys, I think this trailer was better than the last one.
This,
This trailer
this
is
trailer was much better than the last one. As a matter of
lot
fact,
yes.
better.
when I saw this trailer, I'm like, oh, I want to see this now. I
I'm
want to
in.
see this. Yeah.
now. Is it because of how it ended on the character that jumped on the roof? Is that why you want to see this trailer, Moose?
No,
Magic
no.
Mike. Come on now.
Who jumped on the roof? I don't remember.
It looks like it's Daredevil.
Oh yes,
Oh,
right. Sorry, right.
yeah.
Yeah, I had the
I
silhouette
forgot
that
about
closed
that.
out on Daredevil. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's not why.
All right, but I think an excellent job. They did I think they had to in this. Kenny says that Halloween trailer he's talking about, I believe, is the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the holiday special.
Oh,
but
yeah.
so She-Hulk in this one, I think they had to in this trailer show Hulk and She-Hulk together.
Yeah.
They had to show them. They had to show that, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the first trailer showed too much comedy.
Yeah,
And I think, and we knew it was going to be funny, but we were worried. You know what? I'm going to tune in.
Yeah, it looked to be. It appeared that they actually integrated the comedy and the action well. Again, I don't mind comedy. I mean, I'm as good. I like a good laugh better than than anybody. But I'll tune into certain shows to see certain things. And one of the things I want to see in a Marvel show is action. I want to see the characters in their action. That's what I want to see. And to this trailer, it looks like you're going to get that.
Well,
Daredevil, we know Daredevil was returning, by the way, Magic Mike, and we know that he's going to have his own show again. They announced that as well.
Well, they did, and just real quick on the, it felt like it was more cohesive with She-Hulk and Hulk in this new one. But yes, to the new Daredevil show coming out. My goodness! And what was really cool is Vincent
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio. He just sends a tweet out. He's like something like yes. I forget what Mr. Murdoch. He says something like that. It's time, and I was like, that part is cool because he wasn't there, but just for him to come out and tweet that, you're like, yes, I'm ready for Kingpin. I am so ready for Kingpin and Daredevil to come back together. I'm just super excited, and he's going to be in what it feels like it's just going to continue because we do want to see him in the movies. We hope to get him in the movies.
Right.
All right, and then as Rob said in the chat room there, 18 episodes. 18 episodes. Man, let me tell you something. First of all, those better be good 18 episodes. I hope they don't give me 30-minute garbage
you're
episodes.
Gonna have a filler. You're gonna have a filler.
But 18 episodes is incredible in the Marvel universe to have.
Game God, for anybody right now, putting out 18 episodes is huge. Anybody, doesn't matter.
And then here's the other piece: is are we going to see him in his original red suit that he's always been in, or since we got a little snapshot of the red and gold, are we going to see him in the red and gold? So the red and gold suit, I got to tell you, that looks sharp. The little bit they showed us, it looks sharp.
It doesn't matter to me as long as we see him, and that's a big thing to me.
Well, keep the fighting camera angles, right, Mike?
That's right. Keep it different. Keep it different. But here's what I do really feel like, for whatever it's worth, after seeing him in Spider-Man, I feel like that Charlie Cox is gonna step up his game. I really feel like this is going to be the best season of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from a Matt Murdock piece, yeah, absolutely. I think he's really embraced the Daredevil character, and he like. Again, you talked about Wolverine earlier. We talked about characters that didn't fit the mold, and then you see him now. When you think Daredevil, I don't even remember the Daredevil from the comic books. I see Charlie Cox.
You see Charlie Cox. You're absolutely right. You don't see Ben Affleck, that's for sure.
Who?
You definitely see Batman. What? You definitely see Charlie Cox, though. You see that. Pardon the pun, with him as Daredevil, and the other piece is because Daredevil's blind. See, that's what I was saying.
Is he?
Oh yeah. He was waiting. Sunday.
But anyway, it's gonna be good. I can't wait, and I'm excited. And when we saw him in New York, when we were at New York Comic Con a couple of years ago, when we were on the final season of Daredevil from Netflix, this guy, he loves the role. Really, you can tell. Yeah, he does. And so, it's good to see. It's good to see it, taking full circle and coming back.
So now, since Magic Mike brought us into Phase 5 with Daredevil,
that was loose, but yes, I'll take it.
So Phase 5, the first MCU movie in Phase 5 is Ant-Man the Wasp, Quantumania. Now I don't think they showed a trailer for it, if I'm not mistaken, but they did show, I think, a line, or they mentioned a line, because they mentioned that Kang the Conqueror is going to be in Quantum Mania. Right now,
Late.
Moose is shaking. You're shaking your head. Yeah, okay. So that's what I thought. But I do like one of the lines he did say, and he says to Ant-Man. He tells him a line that says something like, "Are you an Avenger?" And obviously Ant-Man says yes. He goes, which one of my variants killed you, or something like that. He says. So I'm like, okay, this sounds like it's going to be very interesting. But I agree with you, Moose. I think it's a little late. It's a little late.
They should have introduced this already. This is it's a little late. I mean, I'm more excited about Blade than I am King the Conqueror.
Well, that's a good point. We'll see. But my sources confirm that MODOK's going to be confirmed as Ant-Man 3 villain.
Yes,
that's what I understand.
And again, I don't like MODOK. I don't like the character of MODOK. I even from the comic books, I never did.
And it's gonna be, I think it's going to be Jim Carrey, right? Who's going to be playing MODOK?
Terrible decision. Terrible.
Your sources may have more info than I do, but
I believe that's right. But here's the thing: is that both you guys are right on this. So Kang the Conqueror, and that's what's going to be shouldered here in Phase 5. He's going to be the person carrying it forward, and I like the idea of it, but we've only seen him very little, and what we did see, it was too much at the time, if that makes sense. I like the way they brought in Thanos, obviously, with little bits here and there, and then they bring him at the end as showing him who he is. Kang the Conqueror, I think, is a good villain. I don't know if he's big enough to carry a phase or two phases for that.
Well, Phase 4 felt like it's just a throwaway. I think that
complete throwaway.
Absolutely.
So Rob says it in his. He tells Ant-Man. Ant-Man says, "I'm an Avenger," and Kang responds, "I'm a conqueror." So I think that was pretty cool the way he said that. But I think Phase 4 was a throwaway only because they didn't know, I think, what COVID would have done to the movie industry, and they didn't want to waste their resources, so to speak. So they kind of
you think that's the reason?
Don't give them an excuse like that.
Hey, I'm trying to help them, man. They passed me some money to put that into the podcast. But listen, I think this is the phase that we needed. Last phase that is coming. So the secret invasion, right? The Kang the Conqueror and all that variant stuff. The Guardians of the Galaxy had a trailer that leaked, right? Magic Mike was the only one that saw it, I believe.
No,
Moose, you saw it too? You have the same, so it was just me. I didn't get to see it.
Yep.
Well, because they introduced like a baby rocket, which is, I'm not sure where they want to go with that.
It looked like a weasel, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. That's exactly what it looked like. But to your point, gang, about it, here's my thing: is that we're getting 5 and 6, and there's some good things coming out in 5 and 6, exciting things.
Really?
But yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay, but in Phase 4, we only felt like there was a couple, and to the point, it was a complete throwaway because as we see some of the things that have happened, all the things that they've made over these last few years could have been done in a smaller section as part of a movie instead of making their own movies and their own shows. Come to find out, we really didn't need WandaVision. We really didn't.
Because you had a Wanda movie. Wanda.
Exactly.
Scarlet Witch and the Multitude of Madness, the Multiverse of Madness.
Right. So all these little things, it feels like visiting Rocket's creator. It feels like that they're trying to make up, and that's what it feels like. But I can see where I'm happy about the makeup in some of these movies that are coming out.
So Moose, I got to go back to you, Moose. You made a face. You thinking Phase 5 is? Well, you think Phase 5 is not going to be good, or you think it's a waste?
I think I don't know the direction that they're going with all of this because it feels so out of sorts. It feels
okay.
It feels like we're being spoon fed the things that they want to give us rather than the things we want to see. And I don't like that. They knew we wanted to see the Avengers. They knew that. They knew that. They gave it to us, and we liked it, and we wanted more of it. And then they ended it because you got to end sometime. I get it. Everybody gets old.
Well, then they brought it back.
Well, not necessarily. But then you're giving me phases that I go, these aren't characters I want to talk. I want to see. I don't want to see these characters. Give me somebody who's better. Give me somebody who can. You give me the Avengers, and then what do you give me after that? You give me Wonder Twins, like that's just not right.
Powers unite.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't feel. I don't like the direction they're going because it's just not characters I'm bought in on. Now, if they would have done well with Doctor Strange, that's the only character. I say the only character. Maybe it's not the only, but it's certainly the only character I really care about going forward. Doctor Strange. That's it. All the other ones, I don't even care about.
But listen, Rob Clark brings up a good point. You get 2 Avengers movies in a 5-month span in 2025. You know,
well, they're already talking about Phase 7 in 2026. Why?
Rob also talked about Doom. Now, listen, if you brought in Doom, now you're talking things I want to see. Now you're giving me things.
Right. You don't think Doom is going to come out with Fantastic Four? That's the only villain they should bring out with Fantastic Four.
Well, I think Doom's gonna be taken into Phase 7. Is what my sources have told me.
Too far.
But it is. You're right. That's exactly right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So
in 7.
So here's the thing. I think we may see it earlier than 7, or we may see snippets earlier than 7. And here's the reason why. At the end of Miss Marvel, I know you guys didn't bother to watch it through.
Come on.
At the very end, listen, I get it. Superhero Saved by the Bell. At the end of it, they mention the M word. They actually say mutant, and they said that when they looked at the DNA of Miss Marvel, she wasn't a one of those Djinn, whatever they called her in the show.
Okay.
Her DNA was not right, and it had an imperfection in it, more of a mutation. So they hinted at that in the show. So now listen, they've never, they've never used the word mutant or mutation,
but
in the Marvel.
They've hinted at it because we've already
seen. They couldn't do it.
That's right, Moose. They couldn't. You're right. But we've already seen the Professor X come in. So stop hinting. Stop hinting.
If you bought the rights, use the word. Now, if you're under contractual agreement not to say it, well, that's different because you can't break the law that they've created. But if you're not, just come out and just talk about it like we're reading a comic. Hello. And talk about it. Now, look, in the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer that was leaked, we actually talked about well, it doesn't matter. In this trailer, they have Adam Warlock, and you see him.
Correct.
So with that,
what do you think, Moose? He looks good.
He looks good. He looks good.
He does.
Really?
Look good.
I didn't get to see him.
Good.
Oh my goodness. He looks good, huh?
But here's the thing: like even still, Adam Warlock, I think is a little late to the ball to the game.
Well, you mentioned him in what was it 2? You mentioned him in 2 or something like maybe it was the first one. I don't remember. You mentioned him and then you don't come back to him, and it's like So to your point, it's just one of those things that these are the things he should have been building on already and going through because, like you said, Moose, even in Phase 5 looks okay, but it feels like a little bit of extension of Phase 4. Phase 6 is what we were looking at. We're going, okay, Secret Wars. We're looking at some other things with Fantastic Four because we're excited now about Fantastic Four. Maybe we're going to get something better, but we don't see anything about X-Men in Phase 5. So you're still talking about another, 2 years down the road before you even have that considered again? Come on.
Well, listen, you don't get X-Men, but you get another Captain America. You get New World Order.
And again, I didn't see a trailer to this. Did you guys see any trailers? I didn't see the headline. The announcement, the meme. And I don't know if I'm excited about that or not. I can't tell you.
Listen, Rob's sources says that he is rumored that the original cast for X-Men for 3 more years, they have to use the room. That's
interesting.
So maybe they're waiting for that to be over with because they don't want to use those guys. It's possible.
But so you're just going to tease it for 3 more years? Come on. We're, like I said, like Moose said, stop the teasing. Let's move on, move into the characters that we want to see.
I think Phase 5 is going to be a good phase. It's going to be better than 4. I think it's going to rent. It's going to. Listen,
anything will be better than 4.
I know. Listen, don't downplay my comments, man. It's going to be better than 4. There's a lot of good stuff coming out in Phase 4. We can argue that Phase 5. We can argue that it's late. But you know what? Better late than never. And if Phase 5 is going to lead us into a better phase in 6, I'll do it. You mentioned Blade. I'm excited for Blade. I love the actor they picked to play Blade. And he's
but Rob mentions in the chat room, he says, hey, how long do they tease Thanos? More than 3 years. Yes, but we also saw the development towards that in characters that we want to see. So we got the Avengers, we got characters from the Avengers we actually want to see. And they showed Thanos, so you knew it was coming, and so your anticipation was there, and we wanted that. We wanted to see Thanos, but in this case, you go, oh, let's take that 3 years and 4 years. Let's expand that out to like 15, and then we'll give you something that you want to see.
Right.
That's not right. Like don't do that because you're going to lose me. You're going to lose me. Now you're not going to lose me completely, but you're going to lose me because I'm not going to give you my money on all of the movies like we did.
Right.
No. Listen, I know what you're going to give the money to, and it's something called I Am Groot. You're going to give all your money to I Am Groot.
I Am Groot. Hey, listen, these are shorts.
Yes,
from my
Disney,
group,
or something like that. Yeah.
Disney Plus only. That looks kind of cute. Come on, you got to give it to. I wasn't a fan until I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." All right,
No,
I'm
not.
Listen, we're gonna have new merchandise to sell. What are you talking about? I watched it, and yeah, we're playing on I Am Groot, da da da. But I gotta tell you, it was kind of funny. The little, I'm like when they celebrate, yeah. And you had the little grandma pin the leaves. So
that was funny, Magic Mike.
Tons of it's Mike Week. You can't
No,
talk
but
to
you made the point, Moose. The exact point that I want to avoid when it comes to Marvel. Cute. I don't want to watch a cute Marvel movie or short or whatever.
Don't
it is.
watch.
Sorry.
Don't watch it.
It's on Disney Plus. That's it.
And for that reason, I'm out.
All right.
All right. Well, listen, there's other shows you can watch like Agatha. I know you want to watch that.
So. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm not interested in. This is exactly my point. You're giving me stuff I don't want to see. I don't want to see it. I want to see Blade. Give me Blade. Give me a Blade in November 2023. Blade. And this guy,
hey, listen, and he doesn't remember dates like that.
I can't say right. Exactly. I can't tell you this. I can't pronounce this guy's name because I'll butcher.
I know.
But
I can't. Yeah.
I will tell you this: that guy can act. I love the way he portrays his characters, and I think we called it from the beginning. This is a guy that you would replace Wesley Snipes with. This is a guy that can pull it off.
Yes.
This guy can do it. I love that.
Yeah. Here's the other thing that I am looking. Well, say I am looking for. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. And that's because we're going to get Samuel L. Jackson back into Phase 5. He's going to come back into a role. I don't know.
Of course,
yeah. But the two things that I'm really looking forward to is what you said, Moose, Blade, and then Daredevil. And even when I was looking forward to Loki, I'm not so sure now because I don't know where they're going to take it because we've already been given where they are.
Yeah. Well, are we looking forward for Thunderbolts? Because I am. I want to see Thunderbolts.
Really?
Yeah, I do, because if they put the characters that are supposed to be in Thunderbolts, right? You're talking about U.S. Agent Baron Zemo. They elude me the names right off the girl who plays Black Widow, her sister, whatever.
Okay.
Like
all the B characters. Yep. Keep going.
Yeah. But they did the work of. They're like the Suicide Squad of the Marvel universe.
Yes.
Oh, so you like Suicide Squad?
So that's exciting to you.
You like those movies?
Yeah, it's different. So I'd like to see that. Right? Listen,
did you like Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I liked one of the Suicide Squads. I can't remember which one.
No, you did not even
like
it. Don't even.
Yes, and Rob Clark is right. They do need the Red Hawk and Thunderbolts. They need to put them in there.
Not going to happen. Next.
Yeah, well, you don't know. That's in like 2000. That's in 2000. I mean, they have it here as July 26, 2024. That bad boy ain't coming out to 2027, and they'll have it. I just want you to know that. Marvel Zombies, I'm not excited about. I'm like, come on, we're past zombies. We're past that phase.
Hey, speaking of past zombies, Walking Dead, the movie is a no-go now. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, the movie's a no-go. Now, I don't know if it was going to be any good anyway, but
exactly.
It's a no-go, so that tells you something where they are, right? It's just not going to happen.
Well, I think what is better for them. They have something called Tales of the Walking Dead.
Now we have somebody that says Suicide Squad was awesome. Now, do you think that is? I mean, look, I want to ask what did you like about Suicide Squad? I'll let her think about that, and we're going to come back because I really want to know what was awesome, and it compares, and we're talking about comparing it to like the Avengers. Like,
right?
What was awesome? What drug you in? The first one was the only one that I'm even going to give credit to, because the second one anyway. I need time to think about my.
You didn't like Rat Guy, Squirrel Guy, whatever he was.
Let me give you. I'm a spot man. I'm gonna do the dot. dots out.
Yeah,
I'm
nigga,
like,
even
I
Rob
really
said
wanna
which.
know.
Rob even said which one, which Suicide Squad.
Because that's just
Yeah,
it. You can't, now you just put them together. You don't know which one's which anymore.
so Rob mentions he's not looking forward towards What If. You know, I'm with him on this one. We didn't mention it, and the last time we saw What If, we were pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Are we What If out? I mean, are we?
No, I'm not what if out. I don't give me the same storyline, but what I will say is from a zombie standpoint, Walking Dead is it's all but over. But their last season they split up into like 12 parts.
12
over
partners.
the next 12 years. You're going to get 3 episodes each season.
That's why they can't do the movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like I think people go, yeah, it's kind of had its run, and we're done with it, and it was good while it was lasted the first 7 seasons, 6 seasons, something like that.
Five seasons.
Yeah, something like that.
When they killed Glenn. When they killed Glenn, that was it.
After that, it was always downhill.
When it changed to the walking drama, it was time.
Yeah. Well, I will watch Tales of the Walking Dead, which is 6 stories that are different people during that time of different during different times of when the Walking Dead was happening. So it'll go back to the beginning of how it started, and then during the middle. So it's not drama like we got used to. They actually bring fear back into the zombies. So
Okay.
I would watch because it's individual standalone stories, kind of like something a little different. So I'd watch that. The trailers look good for it. I'd watch it.
Good luck with it.
Terry Crews is in it, so I don't know how good it's going to be. And what I mean by that is, I love Terry Crews, but he's a he's just a fun actor.
Listen, there'll be Old Spice in it.
I don't know how serious he can be.
Hey, we're not paying for them.
That's funny. All right. Well, what else? Anything else that you want to bring up, Game God? Anything? I mean, there's other stuff we could bring up, but I just I don't know if it's worth in this particular episode where on the podcast.
No, I tell you, San Diego. I was surprised on San Diego how well put together it was.
They did well.
Right?
What about Black Adam? Black Adam. Shazam.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Black
The Rock
Adam.
showed up as Black Adam, and I called down some some fog machines or something to make him look good.
It did look like they tried to do something spectacular that just fell flat.
Well, even I was watching somebody's video, and it's like, yeah, they held it while he was up there. Like, okay, we're waiting for you guys to really cheer up. Come on, we're waiting. And so they would get excited, but it wasn't even that loud. Of course, I wasn't there, but.
Well, I think what looked worse than that was Shazam. Oh my goodness, that trailer looked horrendous. I watched it and I'm like, what do we?
Was that Lucy Liu in the?
Yes,
that's Lucy Liu as Calypso, not to be
yes.
confused with the Calypso with Spider-Man. But here's the thing the only thing I liked about
Calypso with the X-Men, by the way.
Or Calypso with Pirates of the Caribbean. The thing I am interested in seeing, and that's I'm gonna butcher her name, Helen Mirren. I've seen her in a few other movies, and I really like her and her role. I want to see her in this role because she's like her and Calypso are the daughters of Atlas or something like that. But I want to see her in this role. That's the only thing that interests me in this because it feels like, okay, buddy, you got to get out of the place of you're new to the role as a superhero because he's still playing like this is the first time I've done this. Like he didn't have the first movie.
Yeah, the first movie to get that out. I think his backup, his family, look better than him. So I looked at this and I'm like, this should be straight to Disney Plus because this doesn't. Who's gonna pay for this? Who's gonna go watch this in the movies? And when you look at DC trying to do something, they just went back 5 years with this movie because this movie feels bad.
Yeah,
Black Adam might take them forward a step or two because I like they showed a fight scene with Hawkman. Dr. Fate's in it, so they got some stuff.
We've said all along though, Dr. Fate is the asterisk to this movie. Like I think that's going to be the icing on the cake. I like that.
Absolutely.
But to what Rob just said, send Shazam straight to HBO Max, and let's call it a day. Don't even send it down to theaters.
I was waiting to hear. I really wanted to do the Suicide Embry and have her tell me why. So it was awesome because a lot of people love Suicide Squad. I just don't happen to be one of them. That's all. There are a lot of people who like them. I like some aspects of it that they had in the first one. and the second one, I think I liked no aspects of the second one. And I think that Harley Quinn, the movie, as much as I like Margot, the movie didn't do well. And there's a lot of reasons why. I mean, I just think that people, you can have B characters and they can support the A characters, but I don't think you can support big budget movies on B characters. And I don't think people are going to tune in. I mean, and you can have them, but I think a lot of Marvel right now has a lot of B characters.
I was just going to say, Moose, you kind of sum it up all with that you were talking about earlier with Marvel by making that statement that it's hard to make a movie and make it successful with B characters being the supportive roles. And we're not talking about the actors, we're talking about the characters.
Yeah. Because the actor, I'm like, who didn't like Will Smith as Deadshot?
Deadshot.
Yeah. So,
and then Rob with Peacemaker better. No, Peacemaker's not good. I don't even know why. But DC at this point, it looked like DC may have been making some headway with their little Snyder cut, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, you know what? Listen, DC, hang up the gloves.
Put Snyder on the payroll permanently and try to get some other stuff done through him."
Well, if they can't do that, just hang the gloves up. Just go to the Marvel movies and watch those. You're just
even now, I'm not sure about that, right? So.
Yeah.
Well,
you're right.
Let's see what we have there. I think San Diego Comic-Con did it well. I think they got a lot of stuff to show. I was a little disappointed in the Star Wars presence in San Diego Comic-Con. They really didn't do much. I know they had something right beforehand that had a lot of information, but all they had was like a little booth and some statues and and a robot that didn't move. It's like, come on, man.
The best thing about San Diego Comic-Con was they had a Baby Yoda, a Grogu. Somebody did,
an
animatronic.
Yeah,
that was tight. I could have used that in my room.
Yeah. I thought they borrowed it from you.
No, mine doesn't move. It just stays.
There you go.
Looks at you. Hey, as we're still working out all of our technical pieces for our music and our things like that. I'll give Magic Mike any final words because I have no music to play to end our session. So
don't give it to Mike first. It's Mike week. He should
he's giving it to you first the whole time. There, Game God.
The entire
exactly
time.
Right. Yeah, I'm just going to mention Picard final season trailer. Check it out. That is going to be good. I'm telling you, they're bringing back the old group. Wait for it. It's coming.
You got a new person in there. I didn't like that. Anyway,
hold on. My final thoughts.
No, you don't get any final thoughts.
Listen, hey, I don't hear no censoring. So, I gotta tell you, season 3, we had. There you go. Season 1, garbage. Season 2, semi-garbage. Right. Season 3, come on. You think you're gonna do any better? They're gonna bring everybody back and make them look bad.
Season 1, not
garbage.
Semi. Season 2 garbage. Season 3, I think it's going to be out. I think you threw the baby out with the bathwater, and that's an old saying. I don't.
Listen, I can keep my hopes up.
Don't do it. I mean, you're a Star Trek guy, in and out, man.
I get to see Worf again. I want to see Worf.
I got to tell you,
excited
Worf,
about that. Yes.
Beverly Crusher, Geordi, Deanna Troi. I want to see more of them. I would love to see more of them. Riker. Yes, give me more. But I got to tell you.
So are we going to the old people home?
Well,
Is that what we're going with this?
That's okay. That's all right. It's good. It's a good home. And one day
I'd live there.
You might make it.
According to Wikipedia.
No, that's not what we want. We want this.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.